You can now play Battle of Polytopia with friends. The Battle of Polytopia is an immensely popular turn-based strategy game that launched back in 2016. Since then, fans have been gagging for one feature in particular: multiplayer. Well, you can all breathe a big sigh of relief as developer Midjourn has finally released it in an update. Not only that, but with cross-platform support no less. That means you can play this indie hit with your friends on iOS, presuming you have an Android device. And vice versa. That's a pretty nifty feature bound to please everyone. You don't know what the Battle of Polytopia is? Well, it's a lot like Civilization basically. Your goal is to rule the world, while simultaneously wiping out everyone else. If that sounds like fun to you, and it really should, go ahead and grab it on Google Play right now. Secret Kingdom Defenders offers up an Oriental strategy feast. Developer Doppler Hat Games is offering mobile gamers a feast of action with its latest title, Secret Kingdom Defenders. A grid-based strategy title, Secret Kingdom Defenders is similar to games such as Hero Academy and Battle Heroes, but it gives the genre an enjoyable Far Eastern twist. Just in time for Chinese New Year, too. The game sees you playing as a young monk journeying across a mysterious land filled with deadly monsters and an enigmatic monkey king. Fortunately, you're joined by a gang of allies, and here's where the game gets interesting. You're tasked with completing a series of self-contained stages by defeating every enemy that's thrown at you. They approach along 3 planes, and to stop them you have to set up your squad across a 9x9 grid. You control your party members by swiping them into their optimal positions and then tapping on enemies to attack. Battles take place in real time, so a combination of fast thinking and forward planning is required to come out on top in skirmishes. Your squad consists of various character types, including those skilled in close combat, long-range weapons, and healing magic. You can unlock new characters during your quest either through a summoning gate or by recruiting defeated bosses. Training up your team is essential, and you can arm them with various bits of equipment to make sure they're ready to take on increasingly difficult foes as you progress. As if that weren't enough, you can even battle online with other players for bonus loot, and there's the added challenge of climbing the rankings to become Heaven of Heroes. So if this sounds up your alley, and it should do, make sure you grab a copy of Secret Kingdom Defenders on both Android and iOS now. It's even free to download. Caravan War Review-towers above the competition? It's about 10 years since the tower defense genre made it big, first with desktop tower defense on PC in 2007 and then with field runners on the newly released iPhone in 2008. This cleverly devised subgenre of strategy game was perfect for touchscreens, presenting you with tough tactical challenges that you could solve with nothing more complicated than a tap of your finger. Read, 10,000 taps. Caravan War is a nice demonstration of how far we've come in the last decade. While it contains exactly the sort of tower of defense gameplay that early iPhone gamers lost so much sleep over, the tower defending is just one part of a much bigger, richer experience. The gameplay revolves around caravans, not a sentence you expected to read today. These caravans contain cargo that you're trading for profit, and you have to complete trades with your caravans to earn gold, as well as raiding rival caravans for extra cargo, gems, and even more gold. But we're getting ahead of ourselves. You start with an empty isometric square of territory. Dotted about this square are patches where you can construct buildings. These include a headquarters, where you dispatch trade caravans, a mill, where you make stuff to trade, a tavern, where you organize troops, a weaponsmith, a warehouse, a garage, and several other types of structure. Each of these structures can be upgraded, though only to the level of the headquarters, and upgrading them has different effects depending on what they do: larger bandit camps holding more vehicles, larger headquarters allowing more simultaneous trades, and so on. Not only that, but the contents of structures can receive upgrades of their own. Bandits and guardians can be promoted, towers can be upgraded, vehicles can be enhanced. You get the idea. To improve your chances of a successful defensive operation, you need to optimize your caravan. This means kitting out your vehicles with guns and surrounding them with the most powerful guardians you can, all of which is made easier by attacking the convoys of other players to speed up the rate at which you can embark on trades, because you nick their cargo. And now, finally, it's time to talk about the tower defense. Ambushing enemy caravans involves placing towers and troops in dedicated spots along the routes they take. Before each ambush begins, you get a little preview of your quarry. You can pay a fee to skip an enemy if they look a bit daunting, so you always know what's coming and can arrange your towers for maximum impact. There are the usual tower types: firing long range, short range, magical, and historical projectiles, and the number of towers available grows as you make your way through the single-player campaign. This mode involves charging through a number of stages across 10 different worlds, with each world yielding a chest full of character cards and a new item. At first, these stages are trivially easy, and you don't have to think too hard about where to place your towers and ground troops. They get harder, however, and you need to get cleverer about how you deploy your forces. In any case, it's well worth completing the campaign in order to unlock all of the towers to use in the multiplayer game, which is where all the longevity is, particularly if you choose to join a clan. Outside the tower defense, which, if we're honest, is where you'll spend most of your time, Caravan War is packed with things to do, trades to conduct, buildings to upgrade, characters to promote, and achievements to claim. Even when you're not playing, notifications will ping on your phone to let you know that one of your caravans is under attack or a trade has been successfully completed. While frantically deploying towers and troops is a big part of the action, Caravan War is about maintaining a mini-empire. In that respect, it has a lot in common with recent hits like Clash Royale, though its tower defense gameplay is a welcome twist. Caravan War isn't necessarily the most original game of the year, and in terms of graphics it's functional rather than exciting, but if you're looking for an accessible, deep, well-balanced mix of strategy and resource management, you could do a lot worse. You can download Caravan War on Google Play and the App Store now. Pre-register for Collect 'em Up Rebounds per Game Heir of Light. Heir of Light is an upcoming Collect 'em All Rebounds per Game by Gameville. That might not be very unique, but to its credit, the visuals are pretty terrific. Your goal is to save the world from darkness by restoring the light or something. In gameplay terms though, that involves beating a series of bosses. In fact, Heir of Light does away with mobs entirely and focuses purely on defeating big bosses. So you need to create a party of heroes capable of beating them. It borrows that aspect from RPGs, with a variety of different heroes to choose from. These are made up of a variety of different classes like healers, tanks, and damage dealers. With a variety of single-player dungeons and PvP battles to work your way through, Heir of Light doesn't look short on content. If you like the sound of it, go ahead and pre-register right now on Google Play. Portal Knights now has controller support on Android. Portal Knights has just received the massive new Adventurers update, which adds controller support and much more. You know Portal Knights, that game that's just a better-looking version of Minecraft. That's not all that's new either. There's a brand new warrior guild and another town full of quests, NPCs, and gear. You can also now display your armor on mannequins and change your appearance. There are new emotes, new home decorations, pet homes, and you can now interact with furniture too. Rather than list all of the changes though, you can read about them right here on the official site. In case you're wondering what Portal Knights is, it's a Minecraft-like rebounds per game. You'll still create stuff in a blocky world, But there's also dungeons to battle through with your friends. If that sounds good to you, go and grab it on Google Play right now. Light Away is part clicker, part action rebounds per game, and available right now. Winter is drawing to a close and the days are getting longer, so it's a good time for Light Away to emerge like a daffodil from the spring meadow of the App Store and Google Play. In case you missed out on the early access build, Light Away is a gorgeous side-scrolling action rebounds per game for mobile with inventive character designs and polished cartoon visuals. It sees you taking on the forces of darkness in the guise of a little girl with magical, light-wielding powers. In a gameplay loop that will be familiar to modern mobile gamers, you have to dispel enemies and collect the stardust they leave behind. You then invest this stardust in powering up your own character and the 3 fairies that accompany you. Or you can level up the Lumas that join in shortly after you set off. These Lumas are invaluable because they chip away at your enemy's health without you have to do anything. The more monsters you beat, the stronger you get, and the more allies you attract, giving you the thrill of swatting aside powerful enemies that would have stopped you in your tracks half an hour before. Light Away has an impressive number of items and upgrades to unlock, including runes, staffs, spells, and more, so that there are always several different priorities to work towards depending on your mood. So far so familiar, but Light Away brings something new to the genre. While it looks from the screenshots like a platformer, or at least an rebounds per game involving a bit of combat and action, it's actually a much more modern and mobile-friendly kind of game, a cookie clicker. It's a genius move if you think about it. Most casual action RPGs let you finish battles automatically, because the action is far less important than the overarching upgrade mechanic. Problem is, it's not much fun watching a battle play out. Light Away gives you just the right amount of involvement, letting you feel part of the action without detracting from the real point of the game, to chase upgrades and grow more and more powerful until you're surrounded by a swarm of colorful Lumas and fairies, all raining technicolor death down on your hapless foes. If you're in the market for a beautiful, expansive, considerately undemanding casual rebounds per game romp through a charming fantasy world, then you'll want to download Light Away for free right now on Google Play and the App Store. Harry Potter, Wizards Unite may well be like Magus. Magus is a multiplayer rebounds per game that uses GPS to track your location in relation to other players. You play as a fully customizable wizard and can brew potions and cast spells to win magic duels. Sound familiar? Well, that's because it looks like Magus is trying to beat Harry Potter, Wizards Unite to the punch. They sound like remarkably similar games. Harry Potter, Wizards Unite is also a multiplayer rebounds per game featuring wizards, and uses your location as a huge part of the gameplay. It's in development by masters of the genre Niantic, of Pokémon Go fame. But it still sounds pretty fun. Not only can you cast spells, but you can level up your exploration, herb lore, and brewing abilities. The latter two are likely tied into the alchemy system. You can also choose a class from 4 different types of wizards and equip armor and weapons to increase your power. If that sounds like fun to you, check out the open beta on Google Play right now. It's only in English though, so bear that in mind. Day Our Survival is a post-apocalyptic rebounds per game out now. Day Our Survival is an intriguing post-apocalyptic rebounds per game out right now on Android. You just have to survive in a world ravaged by nuclear war, radiation, and zombies. That's all. Easier said than done, isn't it? The plot involves trekking across the remains of 1980s USSR to rescue your family. Along the way you'll fend off radiation, zombies, and disease. Meanwhile, the seasons will change, you'll visit 2,500 different cities and towns, and explore a vast wilderness. It's not in 3D though, but the artsy visuals look ripped out of a storybook. You can improve in various skills that help you survive and craft useful items. You might need a few of those to help people you meet along the way, which offer you quests. The best part is, you can play all of it online with a friend. You can fight, trade, and complete quests together. If that sounds good, grab it from Google Play right now. Pre-register for Sword Art Online, Integral Factor. Bandai Namco is readying to release Sword Art Online, Integral Factor, a brand new entry in the franchise. It's coming soon to mobile and you can pre-register right now. The year is 2022, and top scientist Akihiko Kayaba has just developed the first VR_spell_merp_. Can you guess its name? On paper, that sounds like a lot of fun. That is, until you learn that you can't log out until you've completed the game. Not only that, but death inside of the simulation means death in real life. You play as a beta tester who finds themselves trapped inside the _spell_merp_, and will work alongside heroine Koharu. She's another tester who you have to work with to escape this world. If that sounds like fun to you, go ahead and pre-register for Sword Art Online, Integral Factor right now on the official site. You can now play as Sonic in Pac-Man on Android. No one asked for this, but you can now play as Sonic the Hedgehog in Pac-Man. It looks ugly as sin as well, even worse than the Mega Drive original. You run around a maze themed on Green Hill Zone, and try and collect enough coins before a variety of enemies put a stop to you. Sonic can't kill enemies though, unless he's picked up one of those sparkly invulnerability power-ups dotted about. These act like the fruit. And that's all there is to it. It won't last very long, so if you always dreamed of playing Sonic in Pac-Man, you'd better get on with it. So go and grab it from Google Play right now to check out this weird collaboration for free. Street Fighter IV Champion Edition is out now on Android. Street Fighter IV Champion Edition has finally made its way over from iOS to Android. Or, we should say, console to mobile. This is the very same game you played on PS3 or Xbox 360 back in the day, complete with its 3D visuals and characters. Speaking of those, there are 32 characters in total. There's even an exclusive character, Dan, who is only available on Android. There's a single-player arcade mode, and a bunch of different multiplayer modes. You can play all of them with a controller as well, if touch isn't your thing. If you're a fan, go and grab Street Fighter IV Champion Edition right now on Google Play. Don't panic, Alto's Odyssey is still coming to Android. Developer Snowman has opted not to release Alto's Odyssey simultaneously on iOS and Android. Instead, it will release later, in the coming months. The reason for that has just been made clear, thanks to Android Authority who reached out to Snowman for comment. It seems that it's not a question of want, but the team just isn't big enough to split development between platforms. As a result, iOS has taken priority, but we will still see it on Android. Ryan Cash, who answered Android Authority's question, stopped short of providing a release date, or window, though, and instead reiterated that it would likely be months until we see it. It's frustrating for sure, but at least we are getting it. So let's just enjoy Alto's adventure for a little while longer before we get the sequel. MapleStory Blitz is a new card battler based on the hit_spell_merp_. MapleStory Blitz is a brand new card battler that shares themes with the massive _spell_merp_ of, almost, the same name. It's out right now on Android. It's pretty much a fresh spin on the complete experience, with all of the monsters and character skills returning as cards. All you have to do is put them together in order to form a powerful deck. You then take that deck into battle against other players to test your skills. This isn't just a card game though. In fact, it takes a lot of its cues from Clash Royale and MOBAs. You'll witness your cards and abilities taking effect in gorgeous 3D arenas. If you think you've got what it takes to be the best, go ahead and download MapleStory Blitz right now on Google Play.